What's up, kids? My good friend Jason King was kind enough to provide me with a topic to talk about in a video. I don't often get requests from Jason King, so when he asks, I try to provide. Unfortunately, what Jason wants me to talk about is not something that I think I can cover in one video, and I'm not sure I can do it in 2 or 3, but I'm going to try. We'll start tonight by me reading an entry written by the late Jason Sorrell, who happens to also have partnered with me on this particular topic. So the question is, what is the Insidious Way? Originally, the Insidious Way was termed the dark horse ideology. And what I think is going to be best as far as to really explain it is if I kind of go back to where it was really all beginning to take form, and then move forward talking about the different things that have maybe shifted or changed a little bit throughout the whole thing. So without being, overly verbose, what I want to do tonight in this video is I'm going to read a post written by Jason Sorrell, and then maybe go through a couple of thoughts after about it. But this was written roughly a decade ago, and it is entitled Intentions of an Eminent Mind. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. What are we trying to accomplish here? What is our purpose in presenting the dark horse ideology and our thoughts about life, the social order, and what it is to be human? People have read this blog and asked if we are forming an organization. Are we trying to form and lead a movement, a new school, or even an army? Do we think that we have the answers that other people need, or the truth that others seek? To these questions, I would respond no. It is our intent not to lead a mass of people or cultivate a following or anything so altruistic or trivial. In my previous dealings with other organizations, I argued against the betterment of man for man's sake. I opposed the idea of offering our example as a charity or kindness to those around us. Leave the dead to the dead, I said, and let sleeping lions lie. Trying to lead for the sake of leadership, for the power trip of being a leader, teacher, master, or whatever other nonsense one might choose to indulge in, is ultimately self-defeating. I have no interest in giving anyone anything or being the lead dog on someone's personal sled. Everything we do here, I believe, is purely to serve ourselves. I am not an altruist. I am a pragmatist. The only leader worth following is one who leads by example, and then it must be an example you yourself would wish to set. Leaders do what they do, not to be leaders, but because it's in their nature to act. A leader would take the same action even if no one else were there to follow. A leader does not concern himself with titles or recognition for his efforts. A leader focuses on the goal. My goals are simple. I am a dark horse. I wish to cultivate and develop my powers and slip unseen from the reins of this world. I seek the truth of myself and the freedom I am convinced will result. I am unequivocally selfish in this pursuit. I don't care if anyone else gets there. I am only concerned for myself. If you are in my way, I will remove you. If you run with me but are a risk to my goals, I will trip you and let whatever might be chasing us have you. We cannot be concerned about the well-being of others. Time is too short. I do, however, recognize fellow dark horses. I recognize my peers who are strong in mind and spirit, clear in vision, and absolutely committed to their own pursuit. We all share the same wolfish grin and hungry glint in the eye. I watch for them because one might do in a year, 2 might do in 8 months, 5 might do the same in 4 months. Time is short. I watch for you because I know that as I succeed, I will come under scrutiny and attack of others. There are those who prefer to sleep and those who would prefer to remain asleep, and both are fearful of the noise that I make and the nightmares my example no doubt causes in the placid minds of the dead. My example exclaims that they fail at life. My example points to their hypocrisy. As such, my example is one they cannot tolerate. Fear the power of sleeping people en masse. One dark horse can be overwhelmed by 5, maybe 10 sleepers. 2 will hold their own against 20. A dozen can handle hundreds with ease. There is strength in numbers, but only when one is aware that each becomes as weak as the weakest among them. The wise, therefore, seek only their equal as companions and compatriots. Loyal? Yes. Supportive? Absolutely. But also vigilant for weakness, sloth, dissent, and treachery, as any who recognizes that they begin alone and will end alone. You must ultimately be responsible for yourself. Live your life for yourself and no other, and expect no other to live their life for your sake. That is the end of Jason Sorrell's Intent of an Eminent Mind. Okay, so a couple of things right off the bat. It is, and always has been, obvious to me and a select few that this life we live, this society we exist in, and possibly this reality itself is a prison. It's a constructed prison, one that is mostly here, but it's a prison nonetheless. As quickly as we can wake and open our minds, we are quickly pulled back into our slumber. The word insidious means to gradually build up without notice until you overcome. It means to lie and wait. It means to infect and propagate. Most people think of insidious as being some, I don't know, let's call it evil construct. Even though, personally, I don't believe in good or evil. I believe in strong and weak. I believe in I think I'll leave it like that. Let me just kind of move along here. Sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I really just kind of want to think for a second, because I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself in this. It's really difficult to talk about, not because it's not well formed, but because it's so overwhelming, the different layers that I see. And what I mean is this: these sleepers, the dead, as Jason referred to them, they're in mass. They're everywhere. They go through everyday life completely oblivious to anything but what is the sphere of their personal world. Even those that seem to be a little more conscious on a larger scale still are oblivious when it comes to what it might mean on the grand cosmic scale. So, some of the things that I have tried to develop are a more natural attunement to your surroundings and on different levels. And what I mean is not just what's going on around immediately to you, but maybe the social climate, the physical climate, the galactic climate. I think all of these things are within us to be tuned to. And if we really watch them, we can see that they are an influence. And whether we recognize it or not, we are wholeheartedly under the pull of their influence. And that kind of leads to the idea that influence might be the most powerful force that is experienced throughout all of time and space. Influence is how true magicians work their magic. Influence is what lulls the sleeper to sleep. What the undertow that pulls us down into the depths. It's one of the many reasons why the Cult of Cthulhu was appealing to me back in the day. And so, we'll call this the first precursor for a much larger discussion on what the Insidious Way means, what it is, how it works. Not sure how quickly these videos will come out, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing them. And Jason, Chicken Wings, my friend, the captain of Cooking with the King, you keep it coming, brother. And I'll talk to the rest of you later.